how I healed my throat when I had COVID in August. Hey guys, it's Aiko. I'm an American English pronunciation coach and also doing business coaching. But then I really want to talk about how I healed my throat using the healing vibration with my own voice. And actually, talking about sound production and sound has been my passion. I've been teaching English pronunciation, and I always talk about air, vibration, and energy, or the momentum. Momentum is about how you move your energy. So I actually end up helping my English pronunciation coaching clients heal their throat or not to hurt their throat, because a lot of times I notice that my clients are hurting their throat when they practice English, so I end up doing the healing session with them. So I have been working on throat singing and healing my throat, or like healing myself using the vibration. And in August, I actually got COVID, and I was able to heal my throat with that healing vibration with my voice quickly. So I want to share how I did it. So did you know that we all have different voices? I don't know how many voices there are, but for me, I've experienced two, like at least two. And then when we use the speaking voice, it's kind of hiding, but we have the other voice. And I learned this concept in throat singing, Tuvan or Mongolian throat singing. And there are three types of singing styles: Kagra, Home, and Sgit. And Kagra is about your other voice. So I practiced getting this other voice, and it sounds like this. So my speaking voice is kind of high, right? High frequency, right? But then you hear my other voice being really, really low, like this. And then it's kind of interesting because it vibrates in a different part of my body when I do this. So when I speak English, the vibration is around like from here to like here, right? I feel the vibration around here. But then when I use just my other voice, it sounds like this. And then I only feel the vibration in here. So think about a bottle. So a bottle has a bottleneck, right? So the bottleneck is like our throat, right? And then when it goes down, it opens up. It's just like a bottle. So think about how you can vibrate more using the body, not the throat. So the vibration actually goes in here, not just here, but in here when you use the other voice. It took me a while to get this sound. It took me about like three weeks to get this sound, because to get to the other side of your voice, to get the other voice, you have to go to the other side of the voice. So my singing teacher told me that don't be afraid. If you're afraid, you can't go to the other side of the voice, right? So it took me a while, like 3 weeks, especially for females. It's gonna be really difficult. So for men, maybe easier, but for women, it would be hard to get the other voice. So and then I got COVID in August. So what I did was I was doing this sound in bed for 2 days. And then on the third day, I woke up with a very like painful and sore throat. So the pain started from here. It was like really weird. Like I've never had this type of pain from here. It started just below my ears, and then my whole throat was really hurting, right? And then I noticed that in the morning, and so I started doing this right away. And then after a few hours, the pain was gone. So I saw that the throat singing or this vibration really really works. So if you have a sore throat, or if you're sick, or if you got COVID, I'm not sure, this worked for me, so I'm not sure if it works for you. So I want you to first get the other voice. It might take some time to get it. So it's you can also Google throat singing, and then you can Google Kagra, K-A-R-G-Y-R-A-A. So Kagra. So you can also Google Kagra, and then Google Mongolian or Tuvan throat singing, and then get this other voice, and that's gonna heal your throat. That's gonna help heal your throat, and it really worked for me. So it was like amazing. And then so once you get the other voice, you can see that like when you get sick, you can see your speaking voice may be affected by the your sickness, but then your throat singing will not be affected. So when I was sick, I was speaking Japanese, English, and then doing this throat singing, and then I felt the different vibrations in different languages or different things. So when I spoke Japanese, I sounded like I'm really sick, because sound was created in the nasal cavity. And then because I was like really stuffy, my voice was really affected when I spoke Japanese. Then I felt that I was damaging my throat a lot when I was speaking Japanese when I was sick. And then it totally makes sense, because sometimes I give lessons, and then I sometimes speak Japanese because my audience is Japanese, teaching English pronunciation. And then I feel that my throat starts hurting after a while when I speak Japanese. But then when I speak English, it doesn't really hurt my throat. So I already knew the difference between how we damage our throat or how we use our throat, depending on the language you speak, right? But then when I was sick, I was testing speaking Japanese. My voice was like really affected. So I sounded really sick. And then I spoke English, and it was okay. It was more comfortable for me to speak, because in English it doesn't really use the nasal cavity. It's more around here, but sometimes like nasal sounds like n, and ng, the sound was affected a little bit. But other than that, it was pretty easy for me to speak English when I was sick. But then when I did the throat singing, this sound was not affected at all, even when I was sick, even when I had COVID and I had a massive sore throat. My sound, my other voice was totally the same. So I feel very different vibrations when I use throat singing. So this is the healing voice. If you learn about throat singing, it is about connecting with nature, and also that's like how you can heal. And then you can use it to meditate. The ancient indigenous people were using this type of breathing and vibration for health, and to connect with nature, to be closer to God, stuff like that. So you can learn more about it, but I wanted to share my personal experience on throat singing, and how this other voice, this sound healed my throat when I had COVID in August, like in a matter of few hours. That was amazing. All right, so let me know if you have any questions and talk to you guys later.